it's time for me to wrap up my August reading, which I'll link below the first kind of 2 weeks of August video that I did. That's kind of where the majority of reading happened. Yeah, so I did not get a lot of reading done during the second half of August, which I didn't expect to get much done. I think I've mentioned I had a medical procedure which went fine. And also my dog was diagnosed with cancer. So been reading a lot about canine lymphoma, which it's not a pleasant experience to read about because it's very depressing. But so my brain, my anxiety hasn't really let me read much. I did read 3 books for a reading vlog that should be coming out this weekend. So you'll find out what these 3 books are and my thoughts on them in that reading vlog. I attempted The Safe Keep by Yale Vanderwooden, and I did a short on it. I ended up DNFing just mainly because it reminded me of a novel that I didn't really enjoy much of. It's basically about, or it's on the Booker long list, and it's basically about a sister and 2 brothers, and the sister leads a very quiet life in a house owned by one of the brothers, and that brother asks the sister to kind of take in his girlfriend, and the women are completely opposite of each other. It's kind of their interactions, and also the sister's thoughts and realizations of her life and why she's so attached to this house. It just wasn't a good time for me to be reading that book. It reminded me of Notes on a Scandal by Zoe Heller, which I didn't love. I mean, I didn't hate, but I didn't love either. I think it was just fine for me. So if you liked Notes on a Scandal, you'd probably like The Safe Keep, or you might want to try it. So there's that. I just started another Booker long list book, and that's Wild Houses by Colin Barrett. I need to finish this quickly. It's due back at the library in a couple of days. And this follows a family of kind of low-level drug dealers, and there's some interwoven tales of things, and they are taking revenge on someone. Yeah, it's interesting, and I'm here for it. I'm actually in the mood to read this kind of book right now, and I started off last night and already got 20 pages in a couple of minutes. So there's that one that I'm currently reading. And my cat has decided that he wants to be in the video. Come on. I'm also listening to the audiobook of Lay Them to Rest by Laura Norton. Laura is a local author to me, and she is also one of the podcast hosts of The Fall Line, which is a podcast that looks at crime stories. It's a true crime podcast about stories from the Southeast that haven't been featured, or people haven't heard about it, usually because it's the victim is from a minority group or a marginalized group. And I started listening to that podcast years ago. Lay Them to Rest looks at Laura's work with anthropologists, forensic anthropologists, to identify victims who haven't been identified yet. I think it's called the Doe Project. If not, I'll put the name here. It's really fascinating to me, and what I like the most about it is that Laura really focuses on, first of all, the background work of identifying these victims, reasons why they weren't identified, and she focuses a lot on reuniting the victim with their identity in a way, giving it back to, I don't know how you would want to say that, but it's really just giving that identity back to this victim that the perpetrator tried to take from them. So it's identifying these victims, these people who have families, and giving the families closure in some way, or reuniting them with their loved one to be able to lay them to rest. So it is really fascinating. My audiobook hold is up in like 2 days, and I don't think I'm going to finish it because it's not a book that I want to rush through. So I've already placed another hold on it. And it's because I've enjoyed the Fall Line podcast so much, I want to listen to it. Laura Norton narrates it herself. So definitely recommend that. And I heard about it on the podcast, but I also, the Morbidly Curious Book Club, which I follow on Instagram. I think they have a YouTube channel as well. It was one of their picks for this year, earlier in the year. So I'm kind of catching up on their backlist. 2 books that I haven't started yet, but I'm going to start this week, probably today at some point. I've got John Irving's Prayer for Omini, which is a group read I'm doing with Melinda at A Web of Stories, Becca at Becca Books and Bujo, and our friend Kim at Kim's Book Life. This is a book that's been on my bookshelf since college, which was a while ago. And it's about an only child of a New Hampshire granite quarrier. He believes he is God's instrument. So curious about that. Thankfully Melinda broke it up for us, but it's going to take all month because it's a 600-page book. And it only has 9 chapters in it. So that's really long chapters, but I'm going to start that today. And then I'm also going to start I'll Just Be 5 More Minutes and Other Tales from My ADHD Brain by Emily Ferris. And it's basically a memoir of Emily's experience with ADHD. We don't hear that many stories about women with ADHD, often because they don't get diagnosed appropriately or early. And so I'm curious to read this. I work with a lot of young adults who have ADHD, a lot of women who are just getting diagnosed. So it's a topic that fascinates me. And also I hope to learn some things to be able to help my students a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with what I have read and what I'm currently reading. Like I said, the bottom 3 you'll find out about in my vlog that's coming up this weekend. It got a little bit delayed. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you're reading. Did you have any good reads, any 5-star reads in August? And what you're planning on reading over the next couple of weeks. Hope you're all are doing well, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.